Cosmic Cyber R28. My human portions belong to the last cosmic people of planet Earth, born in Mountain A1. My computer portion belongs to the cosmic humans, born in the Atlantic Intergalactic Spaceship R1619. I am coming from a star destination that the humans call the future. The future. To closely observe and collect frequencies of hydration sources, perishing earth remedies, plants and animal creatures, rocks and wind particles. I possess essential corporeal illumination exposure requirements. A gravity-induced desire to feel. Form emotional bonds with symbolic objects. Imagine pleasurable behavior. Immediate reaction to as partial human, I possess essential reaction to illumination frequencies requirements. A gravity-induced desire and sustainer of life in planet Earth. A duty to excel as catalyst and sustainer of life in planet Earth. A duty to excel as catalyst and sustainer of life in planet Earth. Reminder to circumvent from these illicit, deathly practices towards earth relatives as noble sacrifices for the evolution of human race. Deathly practices towards earth relatives. Deathly practices towards earth relatives. Love. Spiraling in cosmic time and space, energetic forces informed by human love. This knowledge transmission is not subject to consequential unconscious human opinions. Is not subject to consequential unconscious human opinions. Reaction to rhythmic frequencies. Immediate reaction to rhythmic frequencies. My departure is as certain as my return. I will be back again. I will see you. in you.
How much do you trust yourself to do something familiar? How long do you believe you won't be dead? How many times a day can you save a life? And how many times can you count when you were kind? Were you happy to be alive? How have you learned love in ways that are unkind? Were unkind to you but sustained you? Is it pain you mistake and wish to relive and relay? Who made you first ache? Who pained you and changed you and made you the way you can't shake till this day? Who didn't know any other way to say that you are precious? An ambiguous cloudiness hangs over my life. Some days the dissonance is deafening. Some nights in the midst of this it's devastating. My brain behaves like a runaway train and I cannot train it to take the brakes and slam. Stop. Just for a moment. Stop running. And look back at what you're running from. But you forfeited the ability to turn your head, so you're heading toward oblivion, never knowing where the loneliness sleeps at night, to snatch you right in your waking hour. And where is my power as I'm showered with anxieties, unfounded, confounded, and palpitations resounded through echo chamber, murmuring. I thought I heard my heart sing, but I'm struggling to find stillness in a mind disordered, and discord always seemed natural until it wasn't. She plucked a blade of grass and reached for geography, searched for harmony, and dug for meaning. She has withered feet in tattered shoes, weathered by too many question and answer that twist her tongue into modern art. The wind blew, and she cried as she felt the whole world sigh, and she couldn't catch her breath. So she chased it around the street corner and into dark alleyways and across dreams she couldn't recall, where she cornered it between the horizon and the bodega cat, only to give the breath away to a poor man asking for change. He still couldn't eat, but he could breathe, and she could move. And did she move? Move she did.
this single poem. Grew up with his mother in Jersey City, New Jersey. Her poems and poetry were never written, and she probably tried it once in college. Tried a few things in college and was great at it. All the boys twisted their heads into full circles, and she kept to herself and kept close, arranged and organized. I think I'm gonna get over myself. I won't have to be such a big deal all the time and all over someone else's dreams, taking someone else's goals right out of the palm of their minds. I want to get over myself. Try harder. Heard like a crack from a bullet lodged into a scope on a rifle, a drop of water away from your left eye. I shot that bullet, and someone almost died, and a whole family almost lost their only son. And of course he fought me, swung his fist like a star fighting off its own implosion. He should have been angrier, could have pulled the trigger on me and called it a negligent discharge, but he didn't fight hard enough. He enlisted on a whim and a youthful ego. He brought courage instead of commitment, doubled down too fast and buckled his knees. Try harder. I almost killed some kid in a training accident. He fought me for revenge, and I had no idea how fast I was, how much strength I could swing with. Didn't know how much rage was scraped into my veins. I knew I had stamina, but no idea that I was that fast. Track was easier than swimming. The races were much faster, and no one ever drowned on no track. My coach in high school shared the same last name as me and was from the same town as my family, a black family named Wright in South Carolina. And I'm sure there were thousands of them. All of us with high top fades and really small ears. One look at us and you knew that we were right and that you were wrong. Imagine a family where everyone has something to say. Cards, dice, drinks, lawn chairs, a grill, someone else. If you had any of these things, it was going to be a good day. Problems, bills, kids, work, kids, anything else, we'd ignore it, get together, and be a family. All of us with high top fades and really small ears, we were never the quiet ones, and all of us knew that we were right and you were wrong. My cousin, he works out so much, I think he wants to be the next T'Challa. He's dedicated to working out, does it every day. I worked out with him once and showed up to my job the next day. I limped so hard my coworkers asked if I fell off my bike. He does this routine 6 days a week, has a diet that makes me really appreciate the use of sauce. He also has a full-time job. He got angry once. I got angry once. And we were so scared that someone else could die. Never afraid of what other party could do to us or the danger threat others were for us. We were afraid of our capacity to be what everyone thinks we are. To be the most observed in the room. In every room is fame. Our reputation, stalwart out of necessity, stoic by process of elimination. They've seen us before or wish they have. We become their grandchildren, brothers, nephews, cousins, kids around the corner, their favorite actor or dancer or singer or athlete. We look like your first boyfriend, like your ex, like the guy at the bar or the guy on the street corner with a Corona in a lawn chair. We look like fathers. We become veterans before you even notice our posture. We wear tattoos, boots, sweats, sneakers, and clothes, famous in every outfit because everyone knows us. Know we all play bass and are less likely to feed a family of four than a pie of pizza. They see us on every channel. Throw in a golf club, it's Tiger Woods. Take it away, make a spectacle of it, call it Jussie, give it some dignity and enough pride to keep trying, and we become someone else, doing something else important with urgency, care, finesse, and skill. We become immortal and magical and the funniest person to make an audience unsheathe their teeth, so we're never angry. Obamas and Cory Bookers don't get angry. If we're angry, we become every faceless body in some crowd at a protest because they're sick of how easy it is for us to become any and everything but self. We're everything except a person. Never arranged, never in pain, focused.
It's like you got superpowers. 2 more minutes into hours. You got more than 2020, babe. Made of glass the way you see through me. You know me better than I do. Can't seem to keep nothing from you. How you touch my soul from the outside. Power me in my ego and my pride. I wanna love me the way that you love me. Oh, for all my pretty and all my honey too. I love to see me from your point of view. I wanna trust me the way that you trust me. Ooh, 'cause nobody else love me like you do. I love to see me from your point of view. I'm getting used to receiving, still getting good at believing. I'ma love you even though I'm scared. Learning to be grateful for myself, yeah. You love my lips 'cause they say the things we've always been afraid of. I can feel it starting to subside. Learning to believe in what is mine. I wanna love me the way that you love me. Oh, for all my pretty and all of my love you too. I love to see me from your point of view. I wanna trust me the way that you trust me. Ooh, 'cause nobody else love me like you do. I love to see me from your point of view. I couldn't believe it, but to see it for myself, heavy and patient. But now I'm on it, falling, falling, frozen, slowly falling. Got me right. I won't keep you waiting, waiting. On that baggage fading safely. That lift my eyes and see me, won't let them straight to fly. I'm waiting, I wanna love me the way you love me. Oh, for all of my pretty and all of my honey too. I love to see me from your point of view. I wanna trust me. Ooh, the way you trust me. 'Cause nobody else love me like you do. I love to see me from your point of view.
This place, it reminds me of home. In the details, the dust, the dirt, the mess, the wood, the machinery, this construction zone. It reminds me of home. When I was born, I lived in a house my father built. He built it from the ground up alongside his wife and brother. But at 6, my family moved to a new house in a place that felt very strange. Even as a child, I knew that I should not stay. My home was made from sweat and sawdust. The foundations sprinkled across several cities and states. It made for a strange mix of space, both physical and emotional. Walls sprouted from the ground like weeds. One day they were there, the next they were gone. A few days later, they would appear again in a new place. I always had to relearn the steps I'd have to take to get to safety, to get to comfort, to get to home. It was a comfortable house, convenient, but like all the others, it was temporary. I told myself I just needed to have patience. Patience. And fortitude. I desperately just wanted to sit still, to have one place that I could get to know and feel comfort in. I wanted to take all of those previous houses with me, pack them up in a bag, and take them with me. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. But I couldn't bring them with me. And I didn't understand why. And I was so angry. And I was so sad. It made me feel lost. It made me feel like the work we had done was for nothing. And I missed them, even though I felt like I really never knew them, those houses. I wanted walls that didn't move, floors that didn't bite, stability, safety, belonging. I wanted a home, one that I could return to or dream about while I was away. But I came to realize home wasn't about walls and floors. They certainly didn't guarantee the physical or emotional space that I desired. Stability, safety, and belonging. It existed in me, in my body. As Gloria Anzaldúa wrote, I am a turtle. Where I go, I carry home on my back.
Okay, well, let's give another round of applause for those amazing videos. 7 days shooting. Well, let's first back up. Concept, shooting, editing, sound, okay, all created. We're going just to take a 5-minute break, everyone. We're going to come back with an artist talk with a few of the artists. It'll be nice and short, and hopefully we'll hear more about the process. In the meantime, please go see Shannon at Joey Max and go to the bathroom. And after the artist talk, let's party.
So my name is Josh. I'm the director here at Gardenship, and we're talking to Natalie. Natalie was the first video, and so just a little bit about your experience here. First thing I'd like to know is, how did Gardenship and the Kearny Point Campus and our environment here kind of inform what you were doing?
So, as you saw, my film was this futuristic ancestor that came back to Earth, and I thought, the location was perfect because it felt like it was in this post-apocalyptic world, and could capture the juxtaposition between, destruction, but also the beauty of the nature that's like breaking through and reclaiming the space. So I think the film could have not been what it is without the space, basically.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. What was your overall process for kind of producing and putting together your work?
So I have been pretty overwhelmed. I'm hearing myself about like the times. The times are crazy. It's absurd, and I felt I wanted to do something like that. And I have been thinking about developing this character. And Cassia pushed me to join the residency, so I did that and came with this, costume idea and met great collaborators, Brian, who shot the film with me, and then with Miguel making the music. So it was a lot of improvisation, I think, and just flowing, really, just flowing and feeling the place, walking around these beautiful environments. So I think
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, there is something I sort of always say about how the productivity here kind of comes up from the ground through your feet, and this is one place on earth that I can't manage to stand still. I always feel this sort of constant sense of motion.
Yeah, and everyone is so willing to collaborate and really excited, and I think it's the great push to make something.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it takes a village. Well, I guess, can you speak to that a little further? How was your overall experience kind of making your work here and with the program?
It was so fun. I didn't think it was going to be this fun. I shot the film in one day, actually like 5 hours. And then, a little bit out of my comfort zone, because it takes me a long time to feel that I'm finished, that I'm done. I could use a whole month to edit and make the music. So it was really freeing. I felt like just a lot of freedom, a lot of experimenting, improvising, flowing. So I really enjoy it. So thank you. Thank you.
Great. Well, Natalie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yay.
High five.
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, and this is Stephanie Spitz.
Hi, everyone.
And Stephanie, what was the title of your film?
Sweat and Sawdust.
Amazing. So let's we'll go through. It's the same questions for everybody. So first, let's start off. How did Gardenship, the Kearny Point Campus, and kind of the environment here inform your work and how you made your film?
Yeah, I mean, the beginning of my film, I'm saying this place reminds me of home. So all of it, the sawdust, the wood shop in particular, felt very familiar to me, having grown up doing lots of home renovation. So like Natalie said, I just walked around and got really inspired by the space and drew lots of silly pictures in near dust.
I mean, that's great, At least somebody's doing something with it. So what, can you talk to a little bit about your process for the making of the work?
Sure. I had a bit of an idea of what I wanted to do before I came here, and then I threw that out the window. So my process was really just walking around, and I was making little voice memos like, oh, this reminds me of, X, Y, and Z that I used to do. And yeah, I just filmed it in one day and had Kasha help me a little bit, and she's my muse. No. I kept having to simplify and simplify, actually, because I had so many ideas and I wanted to do all of the things. So for me, that was out of my comfort zone to really hone in on just this one narrative.
Well, that's good. That's good. Can you talk a little bit about your overall experience with the program and in 7? And I know this is your 3rd year with us, so
Second year.
Second year. Oh, it's 2nd year. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Sorry. Can you just talk a little bit about your experience with us and the program?
Yeah, everyone at Gardenship is amazing and helpful. All the artists are really collaborative, and I think that's really wonderful. And they're all very eager to share their ideas. I forgot what you asked me.
Just speak on your experience, sort of here in
Right.
the program. Yeah.
Yes, so this is my 2nd time doing this, and it totally pushes me outside my comfort zone. So just having that really rigid, okay, you only have 7 days. I shot it in one day, and I spent one day editing, and that's very intense. But yeah, some really interesting things happen when you push yourself like that. So.
Amazing. Well, thanks, Steph.
Thank you, Josh.
Anytime. And next we have Andrea. And hi, Andrea. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Can you remind me the title of your film?
Elysian Fields.
Awesome. So can you speak a little bit to how the environment of Kearny Point and our campus here kind of informed your work?
Yeah, it was very inspiring because I love my work to be in an environment, and the contrast between the nature here and the industrial really fits with my work, I feel. So it was very inspiring, and I got really creative with it, so it felt good.
Awesome, awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about the process, how the work came to be?
Well, I didn't really know what I was going to do. I knew that I was going to shoot my work in the film, but I didn't know what. So when I walked around the campus and I saw everything that was here, things just started to fall into place. I just filmed for 2 or 3 days, different shots, and I think the music really kind of put everything together. When I saw it, the whole thing, when I saw all the shots and found the music, I said, okay, now I know the beginning, the middle, and the end. So
That's great. So you found the music in the middle of shooting?
No, I shot everything and then I searched for music, but I didn't edit it until I found the music.
Excellent, excellent. And can you speak just a little bit about your overall experience, with Gardenship and with the N7 program?
Oh, it was a wonderful experience. Thank Kasha for inviting me to do this because I've always wanted to work in video, and now I feel like I have the basics to get started.
Amazing. Was this your first video work?
It's my second video, but it's the first time I actually did a lot of it myself. The first video that I did, I had people shooting it and editing it. I was just sort of, directing it, and it was more of a portfolio video. But this was, I was on my own with just the help of Kasha and Brian.
That's great. Well, Andrea, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, Erin. Welcome.
Hi.
Can you remind me the title of your piece?
Yes, so my piece was called Oh My Soul.
Great. Can you talk a little bit about how the environment kind of informed your final work?
Yeah, so my piece is a dance-based work. And so just walking around the grounds the first day, I was really, struck by the architecture, the nature versus the more structural elements. And I just wanted to move in different locations and set myself up architecturally with those spaces within those. So I worked a lot, solo work with a camera and just kind of adjusting everything visually. Yeah.
Amazing. Can can you talk a little bit about the process, like how the work kind of came to fruition?
Yeah, so for the past couple of years, I've been doing a little bit of solo work on and off with the video. You know, COVID kind of came from out of that. I have
Sure.
a dance company, so I generally work with dancers, and I don't work on myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to come back to that, so I just wanted to dance and move and be creative, and it's really fun editing video. It's another way of choreographing.
Yeah, totally. And can you just talk a little bit about your overall experience, with us and with the In7 program?
Yeah, to echo a lot of other people, I mean, it's just been great. The first day when we all came and met, like you walked us around, and just the generosity of space and the spirit to be creative, that's not something that happens everywhere all the time. And it didn't feel like there were any limitations, like besides fireworks, really, I feel like. But otherwise, it was just like, be as creative as possible. Whatever you need, we're here for you. And I think that support means everything as an artist.
Well, I appreciate
so thank
that.
you.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's kind of like what we try and design towards, and so it's good to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
No, thank
Erin.
you. Thank you.
Excellent. Hi, Allison.
Hello.
Welcome.
Just had to do a spin.
Well, why not? So, can you remind me the title of your work?
My work was called Rewild.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about how the environment and our campus here informed what you created?
Sure. I mean, I just love the space, and I love your energy and Kasha's energy. I grew up, my dad tinkers in his workshop in the basement, so there's sawdust everywhere and a workshop and machinery. So just coming into a space like this with so much art and machinery and ladders, I was immediately excited.
Awesome.
Really excited.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit about your process, how you sort of arrived at making what you made?
Sure. So the concept of Rewild is something that came to me about 6 months ago as we were sort of coming out of the pandemic, and I was really feeling very disconnected from myself, kind of deeply lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I love exploring how nature and our bodies interact, and how nature can support us in coming back home to our bodies. So the first day we got a chance to also drive around the campus, and once I saw the nature spots, I knew immediately, okay, I definitely am going to have to do some filming here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And can you talk just a little bit about your overall experience? Any thoughts you have on the program, and yeah.
Yeah, just incredible. I mean, the artists, you, Kasha, the whole energy of this was just so, it was relaxed, it was open, it was really, like, I felt like it was like a playground for me, really like, you can't get it wrong, just go ahead, have fun. And I love that energy personally. I feel like that's where I thrive, so I really deeply appreciated that. I appreciated how all the artists on the first day offered up their skills. Immediately were like, hey, if you want to collaborate, let's collaborate. So I really just felt this warm energy, a collaborative space, and freedom to just have fun and really explore.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Allison.
Thank you, Josh.
Absolutely. Hi, Jessica.
Hey.
Welcome. Can you remind me the title of your work?
Let me remind myself the title of my work because I came up with it at the last minute.
Sometimes that's the best.
Right. 3 verses of multiverses performed by puppets and their poet.
Amazing. So I guess first let me ask you, like, how Gardenship and the Kearny Point environment kind of informed what you created.
So going into the process, I wasn't sure at all what I was going to do. And then I had a concept based on things I've previously written, and used that to inform what I was looking for before seeing the space, and then saw the space and immediately knew I'm going to be in that bathtub. I want to be here. I want to be there. Like, it's the space is just so unique and bizarre in a way,
Love it.
where it's located, and beautiful. And it encapsulates everything I love about being from this part of New Jersey. That's this natural space right by the water, and this industrial landscape, and things from the past and things now in the present, and everything coming together at once, which was really about the work too. It's 3 storyscapes that don't really have a lot to do with each other, but they all relate. And I wanted to use the random puppets and trinkets that I had to make the feeling more universal, that it's not just happening to me.
Sure. Yeah. Amazing. And can you talk just a little bit about your overall experience with Gardenship and the N7 program?
It was fantastic, and I'm so grateful to be part of this experience, because as a stage performer and spoken word artist, and I'm just not used to video at all, or filming, and I have no experience with it. And being able to come to a space like this that's so collaborative, this collider type art space, and meet with other artists and creatives that can help give life to a vision I have in my head of I have this concept and I'm seeing these vignettes in my head, but I don't know, like, how do we shoot them?
Sure.
What do we do? What's the editing like? I have no idea, but I see it in my head, and being able to then work. And when I did film, there were things that happened that I didn't plan, and having the ability and the resources to create something completely new with my art that I wouldn't be able to do on my own is just an incredible, wonderful, humbling experience.
Well, that's great. Jessica, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Hi, Lauren.
Hey, Josh.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm fantastic.
Excellent. Can you remind me the title of your work?
The title is Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis.
Yes.
That's great. Can you speak a little bit about how the Gardenship campus, or the Kearny Point campus and Gardenship, kind of informed your sort of final product, as they say?
Absolutely. Gardenship is magic. There's no place like it. It speaks to the theme of my work because I explore notions of sustainability, vulnerability, attempting to bridge that gap between the natural and man-made. And Gardenship is the definition of nature meets industrial.
Amazing, amazing. Can you talk a little bit about your process, how you sort of arrived at what you shot?
Yeah, I had a dream, Josh. I had a dream that I was inside of a cocoon, trying to emerge out, and I could not escape. And I thought I needed to escape. Let's make that a reality, right? I had worked with, previous films of Korean Wife and cleansing, these themes of death and life, and I think, living in this era of a global pandemic and the isolation, right, and trying to emerge out of that, trying to transform, become new again, right, those were all themes going on in my head. And what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? Life or death? I mean, so I guess that's where I arrived. And it was a process of collaboration all throughout with amazing, amazing human beings that were here in the residency.
Well, that's great. That leads me right into my last question. And that is, so was this your second year with us?
No.
This is your third year, right?
Third year,
I thought so. Yeah. So just talk a little bit about your overall experience with the program and anything that this year was better or worse,
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I was talking to Kasha the other day, and just talking about, say, like corporate America, working there. You work in an office, and you 5 years, you don't know people, right? I think this is such an intimate experience where you're getting to know people deeply and intimately as you work collaboratively. You're exploring vulnerable themes, right? So this experience was absolutely incredible. Like I said, got to meet amazing, creative humans, and I think that turns into like lasting relationships and lasting collaborations. It keeps the doors open, which I really appreciate. And I'm thankful to be doing this for the third year. I work well under pressure, very well under pressure. I need a deadline. So to create a cohesive work in, a shortened time, that's amazing.
Awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. Hi, Brian.
Well, hey there, Josh.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm excellent. So first question is, how did the campus and the environs here sort of inform your work? And I noticed it was kind of about us and here and this place. So if you want to talk to that a little bit.
So I've always kind of been enamored with the idea of site-specific work and like hyper-local work. And I think that as soon as me being a nature guy, the first thing I'll do in any place is kind of spot all those little nooks and crannies and critters, and take a bit of an inventory. Natalie's video and Natalie's concept of taking an inventory as a future ancestor helped to inspire my taking an inventory that first day. And then I kind of ran with that concept, and this space here where everything is kind of meeting and coming together, that's some of the, places like that are some of the spots with the greatest biodiversity and some of the greatest activity, those sort of threshold spaces. And they're like little crucibles of creation in a way. And so here in all these little cracks and crevices in the pavement and between things, there's plenty of life, and I was trying to sort of capture that in sound and video however I could.
Awesome. And to that end, can you speak just a little bit more about the process, about how you sort of arrived at your final work?
Yeah. So originally, I kind of approached this whole process very spontaneously. I was trying to let the place inform the work itself. The idea of Gardenship goo was inspired by the good old word goo on the sign over there. Just this idea of a primordial ooze of creation, I guess the first thing I thought of was the good old tadpole puddle over there. I was happy to see that those tadpoles are now happy little toadlets,
little froggies,
little Fowler's toads. Mm-hmm. They will hopefully grow up to be proud little toad parents as well. They're beautiful creatures. But it as I kept kind of filming and kept searching for different species and different creatures, I started thinking of how fun it would be if each creature was kind of represented by a different sound, and by maybe a different rhythm, and all together it creates this sort of swampy mishmash mush of a sound that makes sense. Maybe it's a lot in some places, who knows, but like that's just kind of what happens. And so I tried to explore the sound space in the way that the little tadpoles would explore their puddle, or any root would explore the soil, I guess.
Amazing. And I know you were sort of an integral part of a few of these projects, so could you talk a little bit about your general experience? I know this is your first year with us, and just kind of your thoughts on the N7 program.
Yeah, it's been a huge honor to be a part of N7. I've never been a part of a residency, a video residency or anything like this before, and so I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. I knew that, having been acquainted to Gardenship for about a year now, I knew that it was a a friendly space, so at least there was that. I could hold on to that just in case. But it's been an incredible experience, and it's been amazing to collaborate so much. The number one thing that I came into the week hoping for was to meet new people, new creative folks that I could push some boundaries with, and I think, at least for me, that was accomplished in droves. And so thanks to Kasha and Joshua and Gardenship and everything. It's been great.
Awesome. Well, Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I guess that's it for the program for the evening. And Kasha, do you have any last final thoughts?
Oh, we did it again. I don't know
done it.
how we do it. Third year, and we want to make more and continue doing this and inspire people. And I don't know. I'm really happy.
Yeah, that's good. I think this has been the best year yet, and we'll keep doing it. And if you guys want to keep checking up on what we're doing, you can go to gardenship.art and click on the events page to see what we got going on, or follow us on Instagram at gardenship.art. Thank you, guys.
That's a wrap.